This is the thinnest smartphone in the world with only 5.99 millimeters. It has a 4000 mAh battery, only 159 grams, and comes from Motorola. You want to know more? Then stay tuned. The smartphone business is hard fought. Of course, Apple, Samsung, Xiaomi are at the forefront, and immediately after that all other manufacturers such as Vivo, Oppo, and many more. Unfortunately, Motorola is far below here. But that was different when we look at the graphics here. From 2007, Motorola was in second place. Unfortunately, they took too long with their products. As a result, the other manufacturers have become bigger and stronger. And all the more I am happy that Motorola has now given more and more gas in the last year or in the last 2 years and now brings out a top product after the other. Because they can do it just as well. They always prove it, be it with the Razer Edge or with the Edge 70, which we present to you. With an incredible 5.99 millimeters, it is one of the thinnest smartphones. Only the iPhone Air is thinner here. And I can tell you, this thing is damn good in the hand. And not only I say that, but my friends, my well-known colleagues. Everyone who was allowed to hold this smartphone in their hand said the same thing unisono. Wow, it's great in the hand, extremely thin and very rifey. And the camera doesn't protrude as far as most smartphones do. There you have a super ultra-flat smartphone, and then you have a huge camera that protrudes so far. And that makes it really ugly again. And we don't have that. You can see here how flat the smartphone is, including the camera. And I think that's really, really successful. Just the way the camera looks and is positioned here. Just a masterpiece in my eyes. First of all, I asked the company Motorola, do you want to mention anything here? Anything special? Statement, and I can even give you that in writing from Motorola. No, be honest and say what you think of the thing. And I do that in today's video. We have installed an OLED display here. This measures 6.67 inches and has a resolution of 2712 by 1220 pixels with a super brightness of 4500 nits. The battery provides 4800 mAh, so you can work uninterrupted for up to 29 hours. It has 68 watts of turbo power and also has wireless charging. We have up to 50 hours of battery life here when we activate the super saving mode. The memory is an incredible 512 gigabytes. This is not workable. But you have room for 94,000 pictures, 1,570 videos, and lots of music. So much for that. On the side is the action button that you can assign yourself. This was still possible with my old Motorola smartphone, that I could assign myself what function it should have. Unfortunately, this is not possible with the Edge 70, because here I only have the Moto AI, or I can deactivate it completely. So no self-assignment is possible. Unfortunately, I have to say. The Edge 70 is powered by a Snapdragon processor of the 4th generation. This has 8 cores and has an incredible 12 GB of RAM as a memory, which can also be boosted. So a total of up to 16 GB of RAM. This ensures that we have absolutely no waiting times when opening the applications. No matter which application we open here. This is immediately in 0.0 there, and there is no waiting time. Let's get to the design. We have a nylon-inspired silicone finish here. It is the frame made of aircraft aluminum and the front of Gorilla Glass. So extremely hardened and robust. Of course, it is protected by IP69 and IP68 spray water. It weighs 159 grams and, as I said at the beginning, is 5.99 millimeters thin. Let's get to the most important point. This is the camera. This performs 50 megapixels both at the front and at the back. Of course, it is equipped with an LED flash, and we have a lot of settings here. This starts with the portrait mode up to the professional mode and much more. Videos can even be shot here with 4K 60 frames per second, which is also available with many manufacturers. You have a time-lapse function here, then the video function, the standard photo function, the portrait mode, and in the professional mode you have the option to adjust everything yourself. Namely the ISO, the exposure, the aperture, and much more. Here you get the absolute best result if you have set it up correctly. Then there is the point more, and here, for example, there is a great function, and this is called the photo booth. As the name suggests, you take several pictures here and the whole thing is done with a frame, as you know it from the photo booth. Then there is panorama, time-lapse, and much more. Here we have a few photos of you that we just took with the X70. Look at the result yourself. I think it is absolutely successful. These are sharp and detail-oriented pictures. If you play a little with the Pro mode, you will achieve the real professional quality that you can see here. In addition, you have a lot of effects that you can use to edit the photos. We have a USB-C connection here, and in addition we have 2 microphones and 2 stereo speakers that can also do Dolby Atmos. A headphone jack is unfortunately not installed here. It is of course a dual SIM, but we don't have a memory expansion here. The Edge 70 is available in 4 beautiful, trendy colors. With this you really have a first-class choice of what you want. Let's come to a conclusion with this. Where are the strengths, where are the weaknesses of the Motorola Edge 70? We have a super fast processor here. We have a 120Hz OLED display. It is very slim and light. It offers very good everyday performance, and the battery life is very good here, although it is so thin. The 50-megapixel camera is just as good as the huge memory. But unfortunately there are also disadvantages here. We have a lot of software on board that we don't need and can't uninstall. We don't have a memory card here, but it shouldn't matter at 512 gigabytes. No link connection, but the fewest manufacturers now own that. No Always-On display and no telephoto lens. These are all complaints at a high level. Because here you have a smartphone that is really well in your hand, takes perfect photos, and is of course super fast. The Edge 70 currently costs $699. A fair price if you consider what kind of equipment is included. And I can tell you one thing in advance. There will be a firework of products that Motorola will bring to the market soon. I can't say more about that. But if they continue like this, they will continue to mix in front, as has been the case so far. Did you like this video? Then show it with a thumb. Subscribe to our channel, then you always know what's up. We say thank you for watching and goodbye.